everyone, welcome to another video. I am Leanne with Stamp Chatter with Leanne, and I wanted to show you guys what I sent out last month to my customers. I thought it was so cute I would show you guys how I did it. So everyone who ordered from me last month with the current hostess code received one of these little gifts in the mail, a little Tombow glue holder, and it works. You probably can't see that because it's upside down, but anyway, it works super well. And keeps your glue all at the bottom there, so you don't have to worry about, oops, pounding it on the table to get the glue there. I probably shook my camera. Anyway, I wanted to show you how easy this is to make. So you're gonna need a tag topper, a 2-inch tag topper. I'm using 2 circle punches here, the 1 inch and the 1 1/4 inches. I'm also gonna use Whisper White thick paper. I just thought that this gives it a little more stability, and I'll talk about that a little later on. I'm also using some DSP paper that's from the Flowers for Every Season DSP, and my favorite in color right now, which is this Misty Moonlight. All right, so let me show you how that's done. We're gonna cut this 8.5 by 11 piece of Whisper White in such a way that we're going to get 2 glue holders out of it. So cut 2 strips that are 2 inches by 11, and I'll put all of the cutting and scoring not instructions, measurements, that's the word I'm looking for, measurements in the description of this video, so you can maybe cut your pieces before you come and watch the video. All right, so this is now 4.5 inches, which is perfect. I'm gonna flip it over and cut another 2 inches. And I always cut just a scant under 2 inches so it'll fit in my 2-inch tag topper punch without any issues. So let's go ahead and score that. The smaller piece here, that was 4.5 by 2 inches, that's going to be scored at 3/4 of an inch, 1.5 inches. Just move that over. 3 inches, and 3 3/4 of an inch. Okay, and then you're going to take the long piece. I'm just going to do one today. So take the 2 by 11 strip and score that at 1.5. Then you're going to score it at 3 inches, 4.5 inches, and 6 inches after that. Okay, so now I have those scored, nicely done. Okay, so this is going to be my top half. That's going to end up being this portion here. So I'm going to go ahead and take the tag topper and put that in, get a nice little top for my Tombow glue holder. Okay, so now we're gonna punch, and I'm gonna turn this over. I'm gonna take a ruler and my pencil, and I just want to put a cross in the center of this piece. This is where the circle is. We're gonna punch a circle out, and so I want to be, you don't have a lot of room from left to right, so I'm using my grid paper here. I know that this is what is that? 1.5, that's what I thought it was. So each of these squares is 1/4. So if I get 3 squares on either side, that means I'm 3/4 of an inch on either side. And then I can take my ruler and just come down the center, just like that. And I'm gonna flip it over. This is 2 inches, so I'm gonna need, well, 4 squares on either side is 1 inch. And I'm gonna go with that darker center line there. And I'm not even gonna bother erasing these lines. There's really no need to, it's gonna be hidden. Okay, so on this big piece, the piece that you want to be, if you get confused, just kind of fold it up. But the piece that's gonna have the circle in it is the second one. So flip that over, do the exact same thing you did before, and just give yourself a little X so that when you go to punch, you can kind of, won't be perfect, but you'll have a little extra help. Oops, what am I doing here? Concentrate. All right, so 1 inch just like that. Okay, so then I have some center points here for my punching. So the smaller piece, you're gonna punch 1 inch and just line that up, eyeball it, cut that out. And then the bigger piece is 1 1/4. You only have 1 1/2 inches, so it's a bit scant on this. So just line that up best you can, best to what you think it is, and give it a little punch. Okay, so let's put that aside for a second and get some layers. So I'm gonna bring my little cutter out here, and I'm gonna start with the misty blue, and I'm going to give myself 2 strips here. That is 1, let's see, I'm gonna go 1 7/8 this way. 1 7/8. So this is 2 inches, and I'm actually just doing really a scant border on mine. If you can see, I'm not doing the typical 1/4 inch border. I'm actually doing 1/8 of a border, but you can choose whatever you'd like to do. This is what I'm going to do. So 1 7/8. That is what I'm going to do. 1 7/8, and I'm going to cut 2 pieces. One is going to be 2 3/4, just like that, and the other one is going to be 1 3/8. 1 3/8. Those 2 pieces. All right. And I'm going to take my designer paper, and I'm going to cut that at 1 3/4. A big strip at 1 3/4. I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to cut 2 pieces. One's going to be 1 1/4, and make sure that goes up. 1 1/4. And the other one will be 2 5/8. So that should fit in there. And this one is going to be 2 5/8. All right, just like that. So let's assemble this and show you how it's done. I'm going to glue my pieces together quickly. Take some of that, put that in there, and so you can see my border is like 1/8 of an inch. Some people don't like to do it that tiny. They don't want to fuss with it. I don't find it that difficult. So you can always just do it by the 1/4. Instead of 1 7/8, do 1 3/4 width. And then you don't have to fuss with the 8ths, but like I said, didn't bother me. Okay, so here I'm going to make sure that that's on the inside. See, I have my pencil marks here. I don't care to erase them, so we will just leave them there and tuck them in on the inside where nobody is going to see them. So put this at the top. Oop, make sure it's not upside down. I'm going to put that right up there, just like that. Okay, that's my first piece. And just so you can see what I'm doing, this is going to get folded over. So I'm going to put this piece right there with some glue. And then I'm ready to assemble. I like to use the glue. It just gives a little bit more of wiggle room. But if you want to use double-sided tape, you could do that as well. Okay. All right, here we go. Now, let's fold this piece. And my fingers have got some glue on them, so I'm just going to wipe them off with a baby wipe here for a second because it's bugging me. Okay, there we go. Wipe that off on my pants like every crafter does. Okay, so let's fold this. Now, this is going to go in this center fold here, like this. Now, what I like to do is to cut off just a scant on one side, so it'll make it fit nice and tight without binding anything. So honestly, you just need to take a sliver off of one side and then you'll be fine. All right, let's put some glue in the center here. I hope you can see this kind of white. Not sure how it's gonna show up. And then I like to just do one side at a time. Put that in, fold this up to where it's going to be. Make sure that the bottom lines up. Okay, bring this down, fold this up. Make sure I'm not peeking out from left or right. And that this is all gonna work. Okay, because that's gonna be how it sits eventually. Okay, so we'll do that first. Put that in there. All right, now we are going to tuck this guy in like this. Okay, so I'm gonna put some glue just on the sides here and the sides here. Just put that down for a sec. Just do it that way. Tuck this guy in the back and just put them flat on your surface here so you get all your pieces lined up nicely. Because this is perfect to mail, see? You'll be able to flatten it just like this and put it in the mail for a friend or a customer if you're a demonstrator. Okay, now we're gonna flip this up, put some glue on the back here. I'm gonna put it on the panel here instead, just like that. And then flip this up. And you have got yourself a cute little Tombow glue holder. Now you might want to dress it up with a little bit of ribbon, which I'm gonna do, but I just want to give you a little bit of a tip if you think I find it actually quite sturdy, but I'm using the Whisper White. But however, I wanted to see if it would be just that much sturdier if I put a little piece of chipboard on the bottom, and it actually does make it a little sturdier. It just adds an ounce extra of weight that just seems to make a bit of a difference. So just cut your little piece at 1 3/4 by a scant less than 2 inches. I use the chipboard that comes in the back of my designer paper, so I always keep that. I never throw it out. There's always a use for it. That just gives it a little extra stability. So that's how you make these little Tombow glue holders, and really easy. They flatten down, they go in the mail really quite easy. I'm going to put a little ribbon on the top of that one, and then I'll be done. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you get to make your own and send them to a friend. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.